Don't be overambitious, you are a woman. I'm sure a lot of people have heard this word, either from friends, from peers, and even from their own family when they try to dream beyond what people believe is the boundaries they are supposed to dream within. What people believe is the boundaries a girl child is supposed to dream within. You hear, don't be overambitious. No man wants to marry a woman who is better than him. No one wants to marry a woman who has more money than he does. Some people go to the extent of not buying the house they dream of, not buying the car they wish for, not because they can't afford to buy it, but because they are afraid that if they have that house or if they have that car, no man is going to marry them. But recently in this century, women are becoming the powerhouse. They are no longer being held down by the fear of not getting married because they are too powerful or because they are too rich. They are now standing on their own, standing on the pillar and being higher than even the man who is going to marry them. One of the benchmark of a top achiever and one of the people I know who have the mindset of a top achiever is Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is the most popular artist in this century, and she's actually one of the artists who made the most money from just being a singer. Taylor Swift is worth $1.6 billion as of 2025, and she made all her money from music, from singing, and from touring. Unlike other artists like Selena Gomez, who is worth $1 billion but got the majority of her money from her beauty brand. A lot of people say they don't like Taylor Swift because she's too greedy, she's too power-minded, and she's not a girl's girl because she doesn't like to move down the charts. Whenever Taylor Swift is at number one, when any artist drops a new song, Taylor Swift is going to drop a new variant of her song so that her fans are going to stream and she's going to get back to number one. A lot of people blame her and hate her because of this, saying she's too greedy, saying that she's already popular, she should give space for someone else to stand. But this is the mindset of a top achiever. A top achiever always wants to be the head and not the tail. And it is not her fault that she's at the top. You shouldn't tell her to stop achieving, you shouldn't tell her to stop moving ahead because you can't catch up. You have to fight to catch up and move ahead of her, so that even if she's putting in 100%, your 100% is going to propel you higher than 100% will propel her. You can't say because your 100% is dropping you at number 2, Taylor Swift should put in 70%, so she's going to be at number 3, so you can be higher than her. That doesn't make sense, and that is not the mindset of a top achiever, which I know Taylor Swift is. Recently, she went for an interview and she was telling her interviewer, Jimmy Kill, on his TV that a lot of people are telling her that she's already at the top. They're telling her that she should just rest so that they will say how popular she was. But she said she doesn't want to. She still wants to be successful. She still wants to keep doing. Still wants to keep publishing her song. She still wants to keep breaking records and winning awards. It's not her fault that if she puts in 100%, she's going to go higher than you. Everybody wants to be at the top. Everybody wants to be number one. You are not supposed to be angry at someone who is fighting for number one just because the fact that she's fighting for number one is the reason why you are number 3. You just need to buckle up. And if you want to make it in life, if you want to be powerful, if you want to be at the top, if you want to be among the 1% of the 1%, you need to be a top achiever and you need to have the mindset of a top achiever. And how exactly do you have the mindset of a top achiever? To become a top achiever, first of all, you need to be disciplined. You don't become a top achiever by putting in the bare minimum. No. You become a top achiever by putting in your best and even going higher than your best. Taylor Swift actually went through the Eras tour for almost 2 years, and she planned it almost 2 years before she started the tour. She wasn't sleeping at home for her to have such a tour that grows such amount of money and made her hit her $1 billion mark, and even made it possible for her to buy back her music rights and dropped her among the most popular artists in the world. She worked for it. For 2 years, she was touring back to back. So you need to be disciplined for you to be a top achiever, for you to be among number one of the number one, for you to be at the top. You need to be disciplined, you need to put in the work, you need to be ready to give it your all. Number 2, you need to be a long-term thinker. Nothing happens overnight. No success comes overnight. Any success that you see is as a result of a lot of background work that you don't know about. So you need to be ready to know that you are not going to get that success overnight. So you shouldn't give up immediately. You need to be ready to put in the work, think of the big picture, see the future. Even when it seems like it's not happening immediately, even when it seems like you're not seeing your results immediately, you need to understand that that result is coming. You need to understand that you're getting to that place, you're getting to that bus stop, you're getting to that junction. You just need to keep working till you get to where you're going to. 3 is strategic self-reinvention. You need to be ready to reinvent yourself back to back, and not just reinvent yourself, but strategically reinvent yourself. Taylor Swift recently dropped an album, The Life of a Showgirl, and with this album, she broke the record Adele had for her album, which is the most sold album in 1 week. A lot of people are telling her, why were you dropping a lot of variants? Because she was dropping different variants, she was dropping different parts of her album, dropping different merch and everything in between. And people were asking, why are you doing a lot? Why are you promoting consumeration? But she has her reasons, she had her targets, and when she hit that target, when she outsold Adele's album, she rested. So you need to be strategic about reinventing yourself. You need to put your eyes on the goal. A lot of people didn't even like this album, and this is one of the most badly reviewed album of Taylor Swift. Even Swifties themselves said they didn't like the album, but that wasn't Taylor Swift's business. She wanted to achieve something with the album. She kept working on it till she hit the goal of selling the most units in 1 week and broke Adele's record. As a top achiever, you need to be strategic about your self-reinvention. Keep reinventing yourself, keep bringing out new patterns of yourself. Don't look at your age, don't look at the time, don't look at your past glory, and don't try to sit on your past glory. Keep achieving, keep aiming for more. Number 4 is shamelessness. So for you to be a top achiever, you need to be ready to be shameless. A lot of people are going to talk, a lot of people are going to drag you, people are going to tell you, why exactly do you keep putting in more efforts when you're already at the top? Why exactly do you keep wanting to be number 1 when you can just give a little space for other people to be number 1 and you can test number 2? A lot of people will tell you, why do you keep blocking the path for others? Why can't you just rest a little so somebody else will take over and then you take over again? A lot of people are going to insult you, a lot of people are going to shout at you, a lot of people are going to have things to say about the fact that you keep achieving, about the fact that you keep aiming for more, about the fact that your target is always at the top. They are going to have a lot of things to say out of jealousy, out of anger, out of lack of understanding for the reason why someone that is at the top is still aiming for the top. A lot of people are going to tell you, you already have this money, why do you want more money? They're going to tell you, you're already the general manager, why do you want to be a brand owner? You're already the CEO, why do you want to be a shareholder? A lot of people are going to tell you a lot of things when you're a top achiever, but you are going to be ready to shamelessly fight for your right, shamelessly focus on your goal, shamelessly go for what you want, because people do not understand what you want to achieve. They don't understand your goals, they don't understand your dreams, they don't understand your focus. They just understand where they are at, they just understand who they are, and they are angry at the fact that you keep achieving more, and it almost seems like to them you are greedy for more. But to you, you just have a goal and you want to keep achieving your goal. But people are going to call your goal greedy. They're going to call you achieving your goal greed. So you need to shamelessly fight for your goal. You need to shamelessly fight to achieve what you want to achieve. You need to focus on your goal without caring about what anybody or anything in the world is going to say. If you want to be among the 1% of the 1%, if you want to position yourself to be a top achiever, if you want to achieve whatever you have your mindset on, you need to have the mindset of a top achiever. You need to set your goals. You need to be shameless about your goals. I hope you love this, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye.